Hello and welcome to episode number 72 of the Nintendo Jump Podcast. We are a weekly discussion podcast created for Nintendo gamers by Nintendo gamers. It is the week of November 4th. My name is Daryl, and today, Sergio, are you okay?
Oh, come on. Yes, I am more than okay. You know what? Part of the reason why it's because it's finally daylight savings time. I don't know if it is or if it's over, but it's dark early, and that's all I care about. And I love it.
Yeah, I think it's officially over. I think we're back in like normal time, whatever that's called.
Good time. It's called good time.
It's called the best time.
I have something to say about that, but I'll hold my tongue.
All right, Kevin. Hey, stand up. How are you doing, man?
I'm standing up. I'm doing well. For the record, I don't like how it gets dark too early. So I'm just going to say that. That was something that I was going to reserve, but I'm not going to because I keep it 100. But yeah, I am doing well. I have my Happy Mountain Kombucha. The flavor today is ginger roots. No, I am not sponsored by them. Yes, it would be great. Maybe we can ask.
Please don't sponsor us. It's not worth it. You won't get your money back, I promise.
Well, I mean, you might. Okay, maybe
you
not,
won't.
You won't. Okay. But I just want to shout out to Happy Mountain. That's a great name for a kombucha brand. Daryl, how are you doing?
I am okay. So we've continued the fall of too many games, and I will get into that. But first, Kevin, what are we talking about?
We're gonna talk about Super Smash Brothers, Terry Bogard. That was terrible. And some games that we've been playing. I was trying my best not to do it on the spot, but I veered off. Talk about
it was right there,
JP.
man.
I know. It was right there, but we have been blessed to have a video about Terry Bogard by Mr. Sakurai. He did a 48-minute, 51-second video trending number 4 on the YouTube, which is really awesome. And a lot of stuff with the character, different moves and the history and the origin. Daryl, Sergio, what do y'all think about it so far?
I mean, anytime our favorite Sakurai drops a 45-minute video of him just like shooting the crap about like anything, honestly, like I would watch him like trim bonsai trees. It doesn't matter. Like something about him is just like naturally entertaining, so I just love it. And the fact that it was about Smash Brothers, I mean, that's great. That's one of my favorite games, for sure. And the fact that it's a new character for Smash Brothers, even better. So it was really cool. The one thing I really liked is how obvious that he was actually like nerding out for this character. Like you could tell that he was very happy about Terry being in Smash, and I that was good to see. But I'll hold the rest of my comments for later. Sergio, what did you think, man?
No, I really liked it. I watched the whole thing. I watched it live, and honestly, to me, it was very educational because, as I'm sure a lot of our listeners know, I've been very vocal about not knowing Terry, not knowing who he was, who is Terry. Honestly, I want to say about 40% of it was jokes, 60% of it was, sort of real, if you will. It kind of fluctuated between 40 and 60 here and there. But after watching this video, I learned a lot thanks to Sakurai. I actually appreciated the fact that he went into a little bit about the Neo Geo history and about Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters and even other franchises. So that kind of taught me that Terry has been a critical part, not just to one or even two, but actually even more fighting series. So, he has some impact. And I did fail to realize that until now. And in a way, I do apologize for, if my jokes seem a little bit too much. I've learned. I was definitely wrong. Terry definitely belongs in Smash.
I mean,
Oh
and
wow.
that's a turnaround. And the thing is like, I mean, if you don't know much about a character, I think it is understandable and somewhat empathetic for me to, just to see like, oh, there's a reason why you doubt this character. You don't like that character. But if you get to know the character a bit more, then hey, like, it's a win-win. And I also got a great education from the video. I didn't know that the Neo Geo system was like a one-to-one arcade port for King of Fighters. That is amazing. Like that, I did not know that because people would talk about the Neo Geo console being this like awesome console back in the day, but I did not know why. Like, cause I didn't really have Neo Geo console. I heard about it, and but I was thinking Nintendo, Sega, Sony, but Neo Geo, like I just hear about it, from like Metal Slug and King of
Yeah.
Fighters, but that's it. And
Well,
then
you know why you didn't have it back in the day, to be honest? This was back at the time that like a Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis cost like $200.
yeah,
Freaking Neo Geo home console, it was a 1-to-1 arcade port. If you wanted to play arcade games at home, perfect system, like really really good.
right.
But it cost $600.
Yeah.
Like
And
it was
that's
extremely expensive.
probably why. Yeah, I mean that's
The
like
games were expensive too. Like they were ridiculous. It's awful.
when I think of a console that's worth $600, I think about the first gen PS3. Like, come on, man, that is like too much. Although
But that's the first gen PS3 when it came out, which is like a long time after the Super Nintendo. So it was
That's
it was
true.
more impactful back then because of
Right.
inflation. It's like, oh my god.
Exactly right. That's a good point. And man, and then yeah, like I agree with you, Daryl. Like just seeing how Sakurai just like geeks out about King of Fighters and Terry Bogard. I'm like, wow, like okay, like he is a fan. But yeah, man, it's just I really like his hat. It's very stylish. It's red and white. Like it just when I see it, I feel like he's like just blazing hot fire. Like he's ready to like just beat up people and just.
I
Be a
halfway
winner.
expected Sakurai to be wearing his hat for this. I like just part of me.
Yeah. Uh,
So I mean, yeah, and had you guys? So Sergio, I know you really hadn't. Kevin, had you played some of the old Neo Geo fighting games, SNK and such?
I have not played it on the Neo Geo itself, but I have played King of Fighters '97.
Okay.
It was on a cartridge. It was one of those, 101 games and stuff, and
Oh, gotcha.
yeah, and then there's like tennis and golf for those who want to play a game like golf. If you know of it, you can play that. And then there's and Excite Bike, and then there's King of Fighters '97. I'm like, whoa, this is very. What is this game? Because I heard about Street Fighter when I was a lot younger, but King of Fighters, like, okay, and then there's this whole like I think I mentioned before in a previous episode how you can have like I think 2 or 3 fighters during the just in one like match, and I'm like, whoa,
Yeah, on a team. So
Yeah, on a
like
team.
each life, as it were, is a different character. That's pretty neat.
it's really cool. Yeah, then and like I was like, okay, this is nothing I've ever played before. And then Marvel's Capcom came like, oh, it's like King of Fighters, but like with Marvel characters and Capcom.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. So, but and Metal Slug, right? Metal Slug is part of it. I played that in the arcades.
Yeah.
It just man like just playing those games and like especially having a buddy play with you too, and just trying to get the flamethrower or like the machine gun. You're just like shooting everywhere and trying to just get to the next boss and trying to go as far as you can and not get mummified and lose your life and have to start over and put in a quarter and then
Metal Slug is great, man.
and then before you know it, you run out of quarters. Like, I gotta ask my parents for more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, or not. But anyway.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, I've been playing SNK games like actually my whole life, but
wow.
not their fighting games. So the first one I can remember playing was actually a game called Crystallis or possibly Crystalis on NES. Actually, it was kind of a Zelda clone. Really cool game, actually. It is now part of the SNK 40-year collection, or whatever the collection is called on Switch now. And, well, along with a bunch of other arcade games. But what they were most known for was actually their arcade games. They got this really large following. And I knew about their fighting game series. I didn't know it very well. Like, I played a Fatal Fury game. I don't remember which one, back on Super Nintendo a long, long time ago. And at the time, it, quote, wasn't as good as Street Fighter, so I just kind of got, whatever. Then, like, skip forward, I actually had one of the Capcom versus SNK games on GameCube for a little while, so I got a little bit more experience to the characters. And then finally with Switch, at this point, I've known SNK was a really competitor in the fighting game series, genre. I'd seen like old Evo videos of people playing King of Fighters and such, and I was like, man, this game looks awesome. Like, it really does. It's fun to watch. And so once they started porting the ACA, Arcade Classics Neo Geo games onto Switch for $8, I picked up two that I had heard were the best, which it ended up being King of Fighters 98, which is generally regarded as at least one of the best King of Fighters, maybe one of two. In terms of balance and actual competition, it's a really good game. And then I picked up a game called Garou Mark of the Wolves, which is one of the last games in the Fatal Fury series. It's called something. It's called Garou. That actually is the part of the name of the Fatal Fury series in Japan. I cannot recommend that game enough. Actually, hopefully it's still on sale as you're listening to this. But all those games, a lot of those games got put on sale for $4 in the eShop. Garou was one of them. Please pick it up. Oh my. Going into it, probably Street Fighter Alpha 3 was my favorite fighting game outside of Smash. Now it's Garou. So that game is just awesome. Like, awesome. So yeah, that's a little bit of my history. So it's not like I'm not like really, really ingrained. I can appreciate the games now, kind of.
Yeah, you mentioned Garou quite a bit, even in our Discord community. Like, what kind of game is it? Like, it seems pretty awesome just upon first impression. Like, what makes it so good?
It's just like from the outside. I mean, it's a 2D fighting game. I mean, if you've seen it, you will understand almost instantly what it is. It's just a really, really good one. Like, the characters are great. The balance is fantastic. The music is great. The animations are some of the best pixel art I've ever seen. The characters are all like varied and different, but the game is still balanced by it. It's just like, it's one of those games that you play it and you're just like, wow, every aspect of this is almost perfect. And I'm like, man, that's just a good game. So yeah, I don't have, it's not like, it didn't become my favorite for any like single particular reason. Like, certain games can actually just hit that nice balance and they have one thing and you're like, oh man, this is the best. Garou really didn't. It just kind of got there because I thought it was overall the best one I'd played outside of Smash. So that's pretty neat.
Nice. And it's good to learn about your history with SNK and the Fatal Fury and the King of Fighters series. And I feel like Sakurai, in typical Sakurai fashion, he really reached deep into who Terry is and the games that he's been a part of in the series, because you can tell they brought everything again, like they almost always do with the characters. He's getting 50 music tracks. His stage, it's pretty awesome, and it has really cool, unique mechanic. With the walls that are basically you can break through them, but it has to be a really strong hit. Very, very fun for stamina battles. And how many characters made cameos there? At
like
least
over
like
20
15 or right?
Yeah. And he went into painstaking detail on all of them. Like, you can just, like, that's what I'm saying. You can just kind of tell that Sakurai is a huge fan of SNK, and that, as somebody who, like, we're huge fans of Smash Brothers, to see the creator going kind of nuts that, hey, look at all this stuff we put in of these games that I love. That was really fun to watch. and I've mentioned it before. I want to tell the actual story. So I've mentioned that King of Fighters was one of the reasons, one of the inspirations, I'll say, for Super Smash Brothers. It was actually a negative inspiration. So Sakurai got really good at King of Fighters. I'm not sure which one, but based on, he actually gave some recommendations on it. I'm gonna go with King of Fighters 95, or just based on what he said.
Mhm.
He had this experience where, like, apparently he got really good at the game at King of Fighters, and just like I said it, that he kind of murderized a kid who didn't really know how to play the game and felt bad for it. And then thought, what if somebody made a fighting game with simplified controls that you didn't have to know, like quarter circle forward or anything crazy like the all the fighting games had at that point, including King of Fighters and Fatal Fury. He was like, what if it was just a 2-button fighting game or something like that? That ended up going into and becoming Super Smash Brothers. So that is the link there. So I made the joke, like, with Sakurai adding Terry into the game, he's basically unlocked the super secret boss for himself, and nobody will ever beat him again.
That is such a amazing story. I never knew that. Like, I mean, and then like when you think about Super Smash, like besides the healthy competition, you have people who just like 4 stock people or 3 stock people, like just like completely own them, and for Sakurai to do something to like that to a kid and feel bad for him and make this game that we love today, it's like, man, this comes full circle. I don't even know. What?
Yeah. I mean, that's not to say you can't get really good at Smash, because you can.
Right.
But the thing is, there's not, aside from probably Melee, none of the games have like an extremely large technical barrier. Like, it's not super hard to play the games. It's mostly mental, and I think that's what he was really going for.
Yeah, and I'm glad that there's a game like Ultimate that just it reminds you of Melee a little bit, but it's also still very accessible and just not as technical, because I just remember the days where I would play Melee with like some of my friends who were super competitive in Melee, and there's just certain times where I'm like, man, I'm not able to beat these guys because they're just so good at like wave dashing and like the certain like shining and all that. I'm like, oh god, like uh, I think having like Ultimate is just more of an even level footing, and while it's still a fast paced game too. So I mean, I know that we have some words reserved for Brawl, like how it's slow and very floaty. I still had a good time with Brawl. Don't get me wrong, but I think that Ultimate, as we mentioned before, even when we talked about like in the previous episode, like how it is a very balanced game. Um, Good pace and just be able to pick up and play. So, and this game won so many awards. Like Sakurai must be like, super proud of
Well,
his
it
team.
just became the highest selling fighting game of all time. Did Super Smash Brothers Ultimate? So,
Nice.
Wow.
That's
I mean, it deserves it. Look at the roster it has. Holy crap!
I know that's like.
They just casually drop 50 music tracks with a new fighter because, hey, why not? Oh my god, what?
That game's gonna last a lifetime. Like there's just, oh my god.
It's gonna have to. It's gonna kill him if he has to do another one.
Yeah, how can you top that? Like, I don't even know. I mean, there's gotta be like a completely different spin. I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's not gonna be anything like this again, and we should make the most of it. I had a lot of fun playing against Terry yesterday. As expected, Terry controls pretty much like he does in his fighting games. He even has cancel moves, inputs, the complicated quote unquote fighting inputs, and he's always facing the opponent. Like, I really like those touches, and you can tell that it's Sakurai that doing all that.
So I gotta ask, have you played as him yet?
Ooh.
Wait, you mean play as not Pikachu? Is that a thing?
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've heard of
Not
that. I don't know
Pikachu.
if I'm down for that though.
There's like 80 characters, but Sergio has eyes for one of them.
Yeah. Terry Bogard.
Yeah,
No,
my
I'm just
my
kidding.
favorite moment from last night. Terry Bogard Chew. My favorite moment from last night was we got a little arena going. It was me and Sonic and Dragon, and Sergio jumped in, and of course we're all playing Terry, and Sergio jumps in and it's like Terry versus Terry versus Terry versus Pikachu. and he won the first match, and we were like, really? And then after that, Terry's just kind of exploded on Pikachu a lot, and it was.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of like gigantic explosion moves, and just poor Pikachu. That was fun. Yeah, I think so. He's actually fun to use. I'm not very good at the different style, like Ryu and Ken and now Terry, who always face the opponents, have the command inputs and such. That kind of messes me up as a Smash player. But I'm trying. I'm honestly trying because I really like him. He's just cool. So yeah,
nice,
cool. And there was one more thing that I wanted for us maybe to discuss, that Sakurai said, in paraphrasing it, he basically said that it's more important for a character to be fun to play as than to be recognizable.
Yes.
I see his angle. I mean, he is the Smash creator, right? He is right, but I want to say I kind of disagree a little bit. In the reason for that is because, as we know, Smash Brothers is sort of a compendium or a celebration of gaming in so many different franchises that I feel like a character has to be recognizable. Fun for sure, but it has to be recognizable. My mistake with Terry was that I didn't recognize him, but he definitely is. So I don't feel like, I don't want to say I disagree with him, but I feel like a character has to be fun and recognizable almost equally. What do you guys
Mr.
think?
Sakurai, Sergio's calling you out. You're
wrong.
wrong.
I can see why you would say that, Serge, but I can kind of see what Sakurai is trying to say, because, like, for a lot of us, I mean, it's the first time we've heard about Ness in the first Super Smash. The first time we heard about Marth and Roy in Melee. Like, who are these characters? And then turns out it's like, hey, they're from a game called, a series called Fire Emblem. Holy shoot! Like, that is one of the greatest, games series of all time in the realm of tactical RPGs. Like, there's just it's like you're going to school, but in a very fun way, where you come in and then you learn about these characters, and then you get to use them, like, you get to it's just, I don't know. I just it's an educational, I guess that's the wrong word. I feel like there's just so much to learn about these characters, where it is a celebration, but it's also like you get to familiarize with these characters. And I think you can celebrate some character without having to know him at first, and as you get to know him better, like, oh, okay, well, now I know why this character is.
I mean, that's true. That happened to me with Terry, so yeah, for sure.
So I mean, and then you hear about this history. Yeah. Anyway.
So I mean, he already kind of proved that. Even back in Melee, he added ice climbers. I mean, who gives a crap about ice climbers? Like, yes,
well, yeah. I mean,
they're recognizable, I guess, but like, who even remembered that game? He did the same thing with Wii Fit Trainer. Like,
yes.
What? He likes these like off the wall type. Let's form a move set around this crazy character, and I don't fault him for that, because I think it is fun. My favorite part of that entire quote is the actual reaction that got from the internet. Whereas all these, like, kind of downtrodden fan bases all of a sudden are like, hey, Gino has a chance again. look, guys, it's Gino.
Gino.
Which, by the way, I am one of them. So, yes, Gino confirmed for Smash. Challenger Pack number 5. Here we go.
That would
hyped.
Be great. I would love Gino to be in pack number 5.
But yeah, like, just literally everybody trying to determine the rules that Sakurai uses to determine newcomers in Smash, and repeatedly failing at it over and over and over. It's really funny, especially with this game, because we've gotten a lot of our like dream editions that for one reason or another were never added or thought to be possible in Smash. I'm talking like Ridley and King K. Rool and Banjo mostly at this point. So, I mean, with this particular one, just everything has gone through the roof. Who knows? Next character is going to be Britney Spears. I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I mean, they got. I have nothing to say about that. I mean, although okay, well, She did have some
Just
pretty
move
good
on, man.
Yeah, she has some good hits. That's all I have to say.
Just keep
Okay.
going.
That reminds me of something. I actually learned this at work not too long ago when we had some sort of training where um there's an acronym called ELMO, and it stands for Enough, Let's Move On, and it actually is pretty cool to say like Elmo, Elmo.
Yeah. I don't think that's what they meant, but yeah.
That's not what they meant, but I mean,
I also like getting derailed by the acronym that is supposed to keep you from being derailed. That's awesome. And hashtag Elmo. There we go.
There we go. Put it on the map.
Put it on the tweet.
Yes.
So I mean, I think that's all I want to say about it. One, I was hyped to have an SNK character. Two, the character's actually fun. Three, when the heck is Masahiro Sakurai going to open like a Twitch channel? Because I want to watch that all the time. Just all the time. I don't know.
He would be like the number one like streamer in like seconds. Like people would just
He'd certainly be the most entertaining one. Like
he would be, yeah.
I don't know what it is about him. I don't even know how he does it, but just like everything he says is hilarious all the time. I don't know.
And I think it comes from a real place, like this guy is well respected. He has made all these games and like with such humility. And then I mean, how can you not like this guy? Like, he is the most likable, like one of the most likable in all of video gaming. And I think if you were to have a Twitch channel, I mean, sign me. I'll go back.
Keep it on all the time.
All the time. Just have a stream 24/7 and come home. Oh, it's Sakurai streaming. Cook some food, wash some dishes at the same time. Oh, he's streaming. Great. I'm just gonna hear the volume. Like I don't even have to watch it. I can just listen to him play.
What's he doing? Mowing his grass? Awesome.
Oh right, yeah.
Hey guys, you catch when he went to sleep last night? Yep.
Okay, well, yeah, well,
that gets weird. I don't know. I killed that one.
Segway.
Let's move on to what we've been playing. So I've been playing a couple games.
Okay.
That I want to talk about. So.
What?
Which
games?
So my September we had talked about September and October being extremely full. My September actually wasn't. I had a couple games, but not big. My October is insane. So I lately have been playing a bunch of different games, but I want to focus on two. So the first one is Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD, whatever the crap they called it, for Nintendo Switch, the remaster to get it on Switch. Yeah, so I've been playing that, and it is certainly Super Monkey Ball, and honestly, I am a little surprised at how poorly it's aged in my mind. I don't understand exactly. Because it's still fun, and I still find it fun, but I was honestly, to be honest, I was kind of hyping for the game before it came out, and now that it's here, I'm just like, oh, okay. I don't know. Have you guys looked into it at all?
A little bit, and I kind of felt that impression. Like, I feel like if there weren't so many other, I'm sorry to say, but better games out there right now, it would be something to look forward to. Like, honestly, to me, I'm still looking forward to it when it's on sale. And I'm curious though, the mini games, can you play them online?
Yeah, I haven't done it. I'm not actually sure what's available there. I know they have online leaderboards and such like that, but I haven't seen an option for online play. I need to kind of get back into it. To be honest, so the first thing I did when I went into the game, I went into the party mode because I really like Super Monkey Ball minigames. I gotta say, they're worse in this game. Specifically, like Monkey Target used to be better.
Yes.
So Monkey Target in like Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2, you start at the top of this big ramp, you get rolling down the ramp, you can kind of control your speed and your trajectory, and then you jump and fly and try to hit the target and such. In this one, you're shot out of a cannon at the same trajectory, the same speed every time.
Oh, Jesus.
Dang.
Yeah, you see what I mean. And
How?
so
That
you can still
sucks.
do the flying thing and get to the target and such, but it's just less interesting. And like of the mini games they chose, some are new, I think, and then some are kind of rehashes of the old ones, but none of them thus far, I haven't played them all, but none of them really capture what the old games did for me. And that was actually like that might be most of my opinion about the game, because that's actually been a pretty big bummer for me.
Hmm.
I'm like not that interested in the game, but now I'm not even interested in the
Oh.
game. 'Cause I just, I don't know. There's something about Super Monkey Ball. Like I see it, I like how cool the monkey looks, but I just don't. I don't know, man. Like I have no good excuse, but I cannot fit this into my backlog. Like it just does not appeal to me right now. Maybe it would before, but gosh, I mean, but what you're saying, Daryl, I'm gonna leave it out for try.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I very, very vividly remember Monkey Ball 1 and 2, even the Monkey Ball for the Game Boy Advance. They were a lot of fun for single player, and the mini games were great. On this one, it sounds like both are a little lackluster, and yeah, that's pretty disappointing.
Yeah,
No.
so I'm gonna keep trying it. I haven't. It's one of those games that I'm like, initial impression's not that great, but I don't. It didn't make me want to put it down per se. I want to keep trying it and just see if it does ramp up a little bit. But
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll find out. But speaking of mini games, there's another game I want to talk about.
Oh, which one is that?
that game would be Mario and Sonic at the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. Whatever.
Ooh.
Like,
All right.
well, actually, Tokyo 2020. Yeah, so I almost got the title on that one. It's very long.
Yeah. That's
So
like a theme. Long title for games. Like, what is
yeah,
going on? Yeah.
nothing ever beats Dragon Quest 11S Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition or whatever.
Yes.
You lost me after 11.
Yeah, yeah, I missed the S part. So this game, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo, holy crap! It's, in my opinion, it's really good. More so than I would have expected it to be, and I was actually kind of hyping for it.
Mm.
So, yeah, I mean, guys, have you looked into this at all? Have you played it? Anything like that?
I wanna buy it. I wanna love it with all my heart. But I just
Let me love you.
Yeah, and I say that because I love, for me, I love sports. I love playing sports and watching the Olympics, and like I try not to miss any event if I can. Equestrian, fencing, more fencing, volleyball, and then more fencing, and then volleyball. Like those you could probably tell which ones I like to watch. But and then
the
there's swimming
discus
too.
throw, yeah.
The discus throw, yeah. Okay, like there's something about fencing. Anyway, so I really like how the 2D, like the retro 2D volleyball it looked really good. And I just was interested from the get go. And then there's ping pong. I mean, table tennis, like hell yeah. And there's more volleyball. But I want to know. I hate saying this. I want to know how the reviews are and just dictate my decision on that. But I said no, Kevin. You got to know what other people think about it. And so I would like to know what you thought about it. And you said it's great. I'm willing to give it a shot. I don't know if I'm gonna pay $60 for it. What do you think?
So I think, honestly, I think it is it is a mini game collection. So
Right.
keep in mind that some games here are not going to be that good. Okay.
Okay.
We're past that, right?
Right.
Some games literally boil down to how fast can you hit the A button, which honestly is kind of fun in its own right, especially if you have friends, but I get it. It gets a little bit old, but there's like a ton of mini games. So there's I'm counting 24 of the full 3D mini games, and then a bunch of the 8-bit, so about 10 of the 8-bit mini games, which some of them are kind of similar, admittedly. But there's enough goodness here that I'm actually really enjoying it. It would be a lot of fun to kind of introduce newer players to this game or just like show people, because all the controls are very simple. For example, the ping pong table tennis, you're not even controlling your character's movement. You're just controlling when they hit the ball and the direction that they hit it. So it's kind of a timing based. It's a little more akin to something like a Wii Sports than like a full table tennis simulator type thing. But there's a decent amount of depth there in all of the games. In particular, I love karate. Love it. It's a lot of fun. I really like boxing. I actually, to be honest, I haven't played fencing yet. I need to get on that. But my favorite game by far, the one I keep coming back to is rugby. The rugby game is phenomenal. It's really, really good. It is a really fun time to play against people. It's just kind of like a simplified sports game, but it's just a little bit different and fast-paced and fun. I could actually see this being built up into a bigger game than this.
Yeah, I mean, and they just had the World Cup rugby event in Japan, and so like, how fitting is that? Like, I just got recently introduced to rugby just through word of mouth from my coworker who is a rugby like player, and man, just it's amazing how like they don't have any like any sort of like headwear and all that, but yet they don't get as injured as much as like American football. It's so weird to me. And these huge dudes are just like coming at each other and trying to get the ball and it's just I don't know. I mean, I'm going off track, but having just something about the Olympics is just a celebration of like sports, and I want to pick it up, Daryl. I do, but oh my gosh, I'm going to take another look, and I will consider it.
The other thing I gotta say, online play for every event.
Yes, that's right.
Wait, every event?
Yes.
Wow.
So, what is kind of neat about it, and kind of bad. So there's like a quick play type online mode. It actually kind of functions like arenas, or maybe even like Mario Kart, where somebody can open the arena and dictate how many people can be in it, and then each person votes on a game, and then it plays that game, and then each person votes again, and it plays that one. There's also a ranked mode, and ranked mode is kind of interesting in that every event is broken up into a separate thing, which if you've played online modes with limited audience before, it gets a little slim on some of them. But thus far, rugby always has somebody playing, which is nice. But yeah, you have a separate ranking in every mini game, so it's a little crazy. But it does have friend play. It does have online play with randoms. It is fun. It plays well. Yeah, I mean, for what it is, I didn't expect this is not going to be my game of the year. A little spoiler there. It's not, but it's fun and it's something that I'll keep for a while. I'll probably take it into work and show people and such. It's just one of those games that you're like, hey, check this out. Hey, check this out. It's also one I would love to do a tournament in if anybody literally bought this game and was playing it, because you could do kind of similar to what we did on that NES tournament and do a different event each round and such. That would be really fun.
No, and I think that'd be a great idea to have like a tournament like for this sort of game. Like it'd be perfect, especially when it hits the summer games next year. Oh man, wouldn't that be? I mean,
it's almost like it was planned for that, except it released in the winter.
Right. And I think it was intentional because it's like,
get ready, get hyped,
get ready. Yeah, get ready. Get familiar with fencing again. After 4 years of not watching it. I'm sorry for all the fencing fans. I didn't mean it. I only say that because I don't know where
all fencing fans who listen to our show.
No,
we're talking to all of you.
I mean, just the people who watch the Olympics but don't watch every single sport and only watches the sport for every 4 years because that's the only thing that comes on when it's big screen TV mode and the lights are on but fencing has always been something interesting for me. Anyway, so yeah, like when summer games come on, man, I can just imagine us like watching the Olympics and then playing the game right after. I don't
Oh
know.
man.
Sergio, would you get this game? What do you think about it?
Yeah, I would. Again, there are other games, and I'm still lagging behind big time anyway. But
Yes, you are.
definitely, definitely a very good contender for multiplayer gaming. It's very nice to hear that they went above and beyond, basically, especially with the retro style mini games.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they really knocked it out of the park. It deserves more attention than it's getting, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would say so. I said I really like it. I do. Keep your expectations in check. You open up the game and it's a literal menu of a bunch of mini games. There is a story mode that I haven't actually dove into
Right,
yet. I'm
right.
looking forward to that because hopefully
Mm.
that kind of tours you through the mini games and such. I'll report back on that. But yeah, so far really strong impressions. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about for games. You guys have anything you've been playing that you want to talk about on the spot?
Yeah, absolutely. There are two games, actually. Little Town Hero, just for a bit more. I'm hoping to finish it sometime by the end of the month. I still like being able to use ideas to battle monsters and all that. So and I mean, the music has been great. Sometimes I just hum it in my sleep. Well, not in my sleep, but
Wait, what?
I mean,
Okay, first of all, how do you know that? Okay, never
No,
mind.
okay. Okay. And then Mini Metro, I picked it up again because I had this one thing where I'm like, oh, Mini Motorways is out for the iOS platform or iPhone or iPad, but damn it, it's not on the Switch. So I played Mini Metro so I can forget about it, and for now. And then, well, the thing is for Mini Motorways, it's only if you have Apple Arcade, which I will refrain from getting for now because got the Switch. So I do want to try it though, one of these days. But Mini Metro, I still love playing it. If you guys don't know, it is a subway, puzzler. You're trying to subway slash train tram puzzler thingamabobber where you get to connect, um, tracks and roads between different parts of the city, and it's very relaxing but very stressful at the same time because you want to have all the people go to their destinations, and every destination is in the form of different shapes like circles and squares and triangles and stars and different like pentagons, but not they're not all even sides, and maybe they are, but other things, and it's just a pretty fun game to play when you're on a train for an 8-hour trip.
Nice.
um, but in my case, I haven't done it in a while, so.
Sergio, have you been playing anything?
Wait. Okay, fine. I'm done.
No, go.
Yeah.
Go. I thought you were actually rapping. My bad.
No, it's okay. No, you know what, Daryl? It's all good. I'm done.
Sergio, have you been playing anything?
Yeah, actually, I've been playing this game called Rocket League. Have you
Oh my
guys heard of it?
god.
I've not heard of it for the past.
Kevin, you want to talk
hour.
about Mini Metro some more?
Yeah, sure. So Mini Metro is it's like Rocket League, but not like Rocket League.
All right, Sergio, to make this fun, I want you to describe the most hype moment you have had in Rocket League over the last week. Go.
Ah, I don't remember.
Perfect. Okay.
Wait, there's gotta be one. Like maybe you got like an epic block or something.
A little while ago, I did a pretty cool save, mostly on intuition. I just felt like I had to jump twice, and I did, and it worked.
Oh,
There
nice.
you go.
So that's the
Nice.
way to do things. Jumping twice.
After all this time, and this is actually an honest question. So, after all this time, we know you're addicted to Rocket League. We know this. What is it about that game? And I suffer from it at times too. But what is it about that game that keeps you coming back for the year and a half that it has?
Oh, that's easy. It's the fact that you can very easily play it while listening to your own music. That's basically it.
Oh.
And that applies to Puzzle Quest as well, but Rocket League is, I guess it's more action packed. It keeps you more engaged. And Pokemon also, I feel like that's gonna be a big draw. And It's funny because I feel like, Pokemon is out next week, and I kind of feel like that's it for this year. We can finally relax a little bit
Wrap
and
it up.
catch up, too. Yeah.
Man, you know, for me, over the Pokemon game, I'm gonna be on that, that curry. Like, I don't want to make curry in the game. No, but yeah, with Pokemon coming out soon, I mean, I'm so hyped, and I know there's that very, very good-looking Switch Lite in the Pokemon Edition. But for those who are getting it, that's great. But yeah, I mean, a
You,
console
you don't need a
RPG.
fourth light, right?
I don't need a fourth one. I already have
Yeah,
three.
you've already got one of every other color, so I mean,
Yeah.
at this point, what's
Yeah.
another one? But yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I know. How do I have time to play all three? I can't keep it light. I gotta. No, I don't have a Switch Lite. I do.
I
think-
have 4 Switch Lights. Wow.
Wario. No, but one game that I wish I would play more is Mario Tennis Aces. But they haven't released any characters in a while, which I hope I'm wrong because.
Nah, I think they're done.
Oh no, Dragon, save us, man! You gotta let us know. I mean,
I honestly, I think they're done. But what that would mean is then we'd be maybe a little bit closer to a Mario Golf
Yes.
game, which I know certain people would hype for, including myself. Actually, I kind of expect that for next year or so.
Hopefully.
I wouldn't like a Mario Golf game.
Yeah. There's another game you can kind of zone out to.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can play, different music and whether it's jazz or hip hop or EDM and more jazz or I don't know, I
Bluegrass.
just yeah. Oh, and there's Animal Crossing next year, and I want to. I don't know why, but I just got so excited about it because I have never owned an Animal Crossing game, but that's gonna be what, February, right?
March.
Ah,
the
March
end of
20.
March.
Dang. And there's Final
Crystal
Fantasy.
Chronicles.
Oh yes.
That's the Final Fantasy I know you were gonna say. I know it.
Yeah.
You weren't gonna say 7 remake. You were gonna
No,
say
I was gonna
Crystal
say-
Chronicles,
Final
baby.
Fantasy 7 remake. I'm sorry, Crystal Chronicles.
Crystal 7 Chronicles remake.
That
Yeah,
would
so we're
be
getting
nice.
closer to that. I'm actually getting very excited about it. So,
Oh man.
oh man,
Uh,
I think at this point we've probably run this off the rails enough. At this point, Sergio, you want to save us by getting into a question?
Sure thing. Before that, though, we have a few answers from our question from last week, which was, if you could have a pet Eevee or a pet Polterpup, which one would you pick and why? Chewy told us that his answer would be Eevee because if he has an Eevee, that means that there are Pokemon in the real world, which I love that answer. It's very true. Shai told us Eevee forever, even though he is not very familiar with Pokemon.
Has not played either one. Good.
Right.
Very excellent.
Whoa.
Napping Rat is all about that pup. So Polterpup. And Dragon, he refused to answer.
Yeah, which I'm disappointed. You know what? I'm gonna tag him right now.
Dragon, you gotta pick a choice, man. You can't be 60-40 split like me. I don't have a 60-40 split for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tag Dragon. We're gonna get a definitive answer here. I hope.
On the spot.
On the spot from
Oh,
host
yeah.
to listener right now. So Kevin, you want to go ahead and give your answer?
Team Eevee. I don't even have to think about it, man. I'm set. 125%. Not apologetic.
Oh, wow.
Because I really, really like one of the evolution forms of Eevee, Glaceon.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And a runner-up would be Leafeon. That's it. Glaceon, though.
So
Cool.
if you like the evolutions mainly, are you still voting for Eevee though?
Yes.
Because you specifically said you want Eevee as a pet, so you would not be able to evolve him.
Okay, fine. I will still choose Eevee. But
Okay,
can
I
can
was
the
just checking.
Eevee wear a hat?
No,
okay, right?
no hats. That's unacceptable.
Oh,
I'm the hat police on this one.
All right, well,
All right.
my 60/40 split's coming back. No, I'm just kidding.
Sergio, you want to go ahead and answer this one?
Well, yeah, and that kind of is part of my answer too. Like, if I have an Eevee, can I grab its paw and put it in the electrical outlet and have it evolve into Jolteon?
What
If
the
so,
heck?
then
What?
That's not how you evolve.
That's not
Well,
good, man.
where am I gonna find a Thunderstone?
Well, here's what you do. You go into the mines of Japan, and then you go into one of the mines, and then you find one. And then if it's yellow, it's a Thunderstone.
I get more worried about you like every episode, man. He put his paw. No.
Yes, it would work. Trust me. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have a Polterpup or a Polter Eevee.
Oh my.
What? Wait.
Oh my god.
I actually kind of like that answer. I kind of.
I have no words right now. Ugh. All right. So when you asked this question, and Dragon is ghosting me right now, which is hilarious. When you asked this question, I said I had an answer within 1 second. 1 second. And I have stuck to that answer. It was easy. There's no choice here. I'm going to say it this way, and prepare for shots being fired. So just fair warning. Eevee
Ready.
is not the best dog-style Pokemon, period. He's not the best in his own game. How could I possibly put him over anything else? Because Growlithe is seriously superior, and I mean, come on.
I agree.
No.
Yes.
He is. Growlithe is a treasure and needs to be hugged. Anyways,
Yo, what about Houndour?
that's not the question. The question is Eevee versus Polterpup. My question is, do you like Luigi? Because Polterpup literally saves Luigi's life, like a bunch of times, all the time. What has Eevee done? Seriously. Has he shoulder bashed another Pokemon? Okay, who cares? Whatever.
Eevee has been adored by a lot of fictional characters in Pokemon.
Who cares?
I do.
Polterpup saved Luigi. Luigi needs saving. I mean, we know this from the Smash trailer a while back. Like, this is a serious issue.
Well, can there be multiple Polterpups? Because there can be multiple Eevees.
No, see, that's actually a benefit. The Polterpup is unique. He is a singular thing. You can like him.
Okay.
If you say I like Eevee, you like an Eevee, like one of thousands out there.
I don't even know how to decipher this roundabout thing. If it is, but okay.
No, it's not roundabout. It's very direct. Polterpup is by far superior to Eevee. I would much rather have him as a pet because he actually cares about you, and he's not somebody that you throw in a little ball on your pouch and throw out to I don't know, go bite people or something. That's not what Polterpup is. Polterpup has an independent thinking. He cares about his owner, I guess, quote unquote. His friend Luigi so much that he risks everything to save Luigi multiple times. He shows him all the secrets that he needs to know. He's super helpful in the games. Again, what has Eevee done for you lately? Seriously.
It's brought me joy. No.
See?
Well, we'll see when the Eevee or EVs come into Pokemon Shield and Sword. And if it doesn't, then I have a problem with that.
He rides on your head in Let's Go. I mean, come on.
Oh, I mean, it's a pretty nice...
You know where Polterpup rides? On
where?
Luigi's lap because he's adorable.
Oh,
It's no contest.
all
No
right.
contest, man.
Well, Sergio, what is the question of this week?
You can't avoid it. I know I've said in the past Eevee forever, but that was in comparison to other Pokemon. Let's be real, but Polterpup is on a whole other level.
Polterpup is a very unique thing, a companion. Very good.
Oh, he's trying so hard, and he's just hating every word of
I
it.
can't. I gotta vote. I'm gonna defend it. It's like you're firing arrows, and I'm barely holding on, and the fortress is growing smaller. I don't even know, but
Hey, breaking news. Dragon has responded. I said,
Okay, what did
Dragon,
you say?
time to decide, Eevee or Polterpup. He responds, never. Okay. So
that's not an answer.
That's not an answer. I'm disappointed.
No. That's okay. We still love you, Dragon.
Well, a little less now. Not kidding. Sergio, what's our question for this week?
Question for this week. Which is the better villain? King Boo or Majin Buu?
Oh, can I just answer it now?
And if you guys give us really detailed answers, I would love that.
All right. King Boo or Majin Buu? I like both, especially one of them. That's all I have to say. Okay. I really like the Dragon Ball Z character cameo thing. That's great because Dragon Ball Z is very well known for having really long scenes, really long episodes for one action. Although Dragon Ball Z Kai is all there. Anyway,
a whole episode of yeah,
just doing the spirit balls and so will Goku launch the spirit ball. Tune in next episode for Dragon Ball Z.
And then next episode is a filler episode with side characters. Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
Well done.
Man, I like DBZ, but sometimes I just like to watch without filler. Okay, that's it.
Right.
Nice.
One thing before we jump. So I do want to reach out and to our listeners out there and say, hey, look, we've got this website, NintendoJump.blogspot.com. We are filling it a lot with actually user-generated content, so reviews and editorials and such. Very specifically, I want to reach out to people. If you have a topic that you would like to discuss in some sort of editorial format, please reach out to us either on Discord or through our email at NintendoJumpPodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you guys and post a bit more. And just we can actually drive some show conversations from that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I do want to put out the call. Beckzilla is helping us a lot. She's actually running our website. So please help us and get your words out there. I'm gonna try to write some as well. So let's all do it together. It'll be fun.
Same here, and it's always good when we can collaborate between us and the community, and the community includes all of y'all who are listening to us. We really do appreciate the support, and yeah, man, we just the more topics the merrier. There are things to talk about, but it's always nice to hear about what y'all want us to talk about and just bring topics to the table because it's a two-way street and we're always here to listen. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well said. And yeah, definitely. I agree. And well, yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. We're going to jump out of here, but you can keep the discussion going by chatting with us on our Discord group. The description for this episode has a link to our Discord if you would like to join. We are also on Twitter and on Instagram as Nintendo Jump, and we also have a Facebook group. Please send us any feedback you have at NintendoJumpPodcast@gmail.com. The best way to support the show is through our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/NintendoJump, or by leaving a review for the show in your favorite podcast application. We would really appreciate it. This is Sergio, and on behalf of Daryl and Kevin, thank you for listening. We hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.
See ya.
That's not Pokemon. Yeah, it was.
I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't think I have to catch them all.
That's not... we want to be the best that never was. Or at least I want to. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.